Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another post-match reaction show here on All for United. I'm your host, Temi, aka Temi Talks United. I have some great guests with me. I have Hama, I have a new guest with me, Lee, as well, and I have Jeff. Hope all of you guys are doing well. Everyone who's watching on Twitter, Facebook, wherever, go to youtube.com/All for United right now. Again, youtube.com/All for United. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We want to get to 30 likes on this stream. If we get to 30 likes on this stream, I'm going to ask a question at the end of the show. The first 5 people to answer the question correctly get their name entered into a hat to win some great merchandise from Football Town Apparel. So make sure to hit that like button so I can ask that question. We can have some fun at the end of the show with the question. You know what I'm saying? And just vibe, because it was good. It was good vibes. It was good vibes tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go into a game 4-0 up, you're not stressed, you're not worried like you always are with Manchester United. You know what I'm saying? Connor says, "Evening, lads. Not sure how you'll analyze that game. We're gonna have some things to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Job done. Disappointing not to create more. Hey, we're gonna talk about a bunch of different topics today. We saw some young guys get their chance. We saw some players we haven't seen in a while. We saw a WWE knee to the head. You know what I'm saying? Like, we saw some good stuff in a 0-0 draw. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start with Hama though, my guy. Obviously, people want to see goals. We want to see excitement. But in all honesty, I think this was a good result for us. No injuries to any main players. I was nervous that Bruno started. How did you feel about the performance today? I think it was a job well done by the team. Oh, you're on mute, bud. You're on mute.
My fault. Sorry about that. No, yeah, I think everybody will agree. We might have started a little slow, but I think everybody eventually picked it up. And yeah, I'm assuming Mata had to pick something up maybe in training yesterday or something, because I think everybody was assuming that Mata was going to be playing today, and definitely not Bruno. I'm happy he pulled him off early though and got some people on. But yeah, man, I'm also a defensive guy. When I did play soccer over here in the States, but football, I was a center back. And to me, we didn't get too much creation and we didn't get a goal like everybody would like, but the defense played great. Bailly and Lindelof looked great as a pair. Henderson was commanding in the goal and, taking care of the box, all that type of shit. The last one in like the 88th minute or something, or the last couple minutes, when he came out to grab it, even Bailly and Lindelof were like, oh shit, because they didn't expect him to be coming in behind him. So yeah, it was some good stuff.
No, yeah, I agree. Very, very good stuff. I'm happy to see a lot of those young guys get some runouts. I was glad to see my Nigerian brother Tire play. You know what I'm saying? It was good to see Ahmad get 30 minutes. It was good to see Axel come out and score a header. They got disallowed. We're gonna talk about a bunch of different topics today. I'm gonna go to Lee. What was your assessment of that game? You know what I'm saying? Were you excited? Were there any particular players that stood out to you in that game?
I was surprised with the lineup at first. I didn't think Fernandes would be starting. I thought maybe one of the younger lads would have got a shot, but yeah, it was a quiet first half. Wasn't really much to report. I think Fernandes had a good effort at the bar. Second half came to life a little bit, getting the young lads on, giving them a chance. Little bit quicker play. I thought Alex Tellers had a good game. Not been too impressed with him since he signed, but I thought he was solid today. I think Bailly and Lindelof together at the back again. I think it's the athleticism of Bailly and him being quick alongside these sort of slower, stronger defenders. I think he sort of brings the strength out in the other defenders. So yeah, I thought we did well. Henderson wasn't really troubled.
No, that's a really fair point about Eric Bailly. There's obviously Eric is one of the most, like, he's like the ultimate fan favorite. The ultimate fan favorite. You're going to be hard pressed to find a fan who's not, absolutely in love with Eric Bailly, his craziness, his composure. Sometimes, I mean, what was that? What did he do? He did something crazy in the box today. Like, just did a little step over, then rolled around, turned the other way. Just like, he's very entertaining. But on a serious note, like, I thought Lindelof and Bailly were excellent today, especially in that first half. They didn't have any shots on target, but there was a lot of danger. There was just a lot of little dangerous moments. They had to put out a bunch of fires. You know what I'm saying? Those center backs. There was a moment where Isak got a run in on Bailly and he handled it well. There was a time where, again, Isak had a run-in on Lindelof. He handled it really well. Jeff, what did you think about that center back partnership?
Yeah, like we've mentioned a lot of times. I mean, I guess a lot of guys would agree that Pai just brings out the best in both Lindelof and Harry, because he's got the pace and that craziness, as you said, right? Because if it was Harry and Lindelof, like one of them would drop down early, and then they'd play him onside, and then they won't catch up anyway. So with Eric there, he can stay up high a bit later, and then he can catch up and then just win the ball back. I mean, I don't mind the craziness inside the box. He's done that a couple of times. It was entertaining, and that's what we need. If we're gonna sign another center back, just because Eric gets injured a lot, like. After this game, just get him in a cryogenic chamber, make him stay there, feed him if you want to. Just don't make him move until the Chelsea game, So
And honestly, listen, a lot of fans are going to be disappointed. We're probably not going to see Eric Bailly in that Chelsea game.
Yeah,
I'd be shocked if we saw him. I'd be shocked if we saw him. Ollie definitely thinks Lindelof and Maguire are his best two center backs. I think Lindelof and Bailly are best two center backs. That's a very hot take, but that's how I feel. I'm tired of sugarcoating it. I'm really tired of sugarcoating it. I mean, no shade to Harry Maguire, but I think Lindelof and Eric Bailly are best two center backs. Let's get into the comments real quick. Ashley Bird, regular here, says no need for Bruno and Rashford tonight. Just give them a rest. Fair enough. I didn't understand the Rashford coming from thing. That right there was just okay. Granted, I was a little confused about Bruno. But when you think about it, it's like, okay, no Mata, no
Donny. Yeah.
Maybe he just wants to play number 10. He wants a leader out there. Fair enough. But then bringing on Rashford was kind of confusing to me. Let's get in the comments real quick. It was what I expected. Sociedad gave it a goal in the first half. Once they didn't get a goal, changed tack for the second half and rested players. Yeah, Stu, but then he brought on Rashford, right? I mean, confusing. I'm assuming this is hell of a leap from Lindelof if you stand. Help of a leap from Lindelof if you stand in the box and up, you're going to get clattered.
Yeah, I think it's hell.
Again, I saw a lot of people criticizing Lindelof for that. And I'm like, he's just going.
He's just gone for the ball there.
What do you want him to do? Like you complain when he's too soft. You're complaining that he was too aggressive in the box. Like. Yeah. Obviously, we want Tuan's able to get that goal. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a huge moment for him. You could tell when he scored the goal, you saw like a bit like bricks just fall off his shoulder.
Yeah.
Look, you know what I'm saying? So it was unfortunate. It was unfortunate that it got disallowed, but I'm not going to blame Lindelof for going for a header in the box. Though.
Yeah, no.
Exactly. Fred Wood said, "Shame he wasn't strong versus West Brom." I'll take that. I'll take that. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you.
He got his face grabbed though.
No, let's talk about. This is an interesting one. Let's talk about Aaron Wan-Bissaka because I thought again, wonderful game, and I'm not even talking about defensively. I'm talking about on the ball. I think he's been so underrated on the ball this season because obviously he's been caught out a couple times. He's been caught ball watching and ball gets played over his head and he's a couple slack passes here or there, but he has improved so much on the ball this season, like it's drastic. Like I'm not talking about a little bit. I'm talking about another level up, and that's why I'm excited to see a right back come in and he beats that right back out. I think he's that good. Emma, do you agree with me? And I'm gonna answer this question. Does AWB cross early sometimes? Given that his crossing isn't amazing, I'd like him to get in the box more. Take a player 1v1. We don't see it though. Sean Tell is making him look a bit timid. First of all, Hama, you can go ahead and answer that question, but how do you feel about Aaron Wan-Bissaka and how do you feel about what Jacob's saying right here?
I actually don't talk about Aaron that often, but I do. He's one of my favorite players. So, I've been saying more often now I was a defensive player. I love slide tackles. So when he came in and he was this shit he was doing in his season when he first came in, and you guys know what I'm talking about. His slide tackles are just ridiculous. But no, yeah, I agree. He did have a decent game. I think he's getting better going forward. I think there's still obviously some room for improvement, but he is getting better. He's clearly been working on it, and he put some good crosses in. He put some good ones that were going into the front post, and it just took somebody being a step faster than the defender to get a foot on it, and they just weren't at the time. So, yeah, and back to that question, I just don't think I get what he's trying to say, but I would rather Wan-Bissaka work on getting his crosses in than because I just don't think he's somebody who's going to go into the box and take somebody one-on-one. I would rather just him to be a ridiculous defender that he is and work on getting his crosses in.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. I think that a lot of people underrate, because you see other like fullbacks like Cancelo, and they're just like Cancelo's just like a world-class. He's world-class on the ball, right? Or you'll see like the likes of a Ricardo Pereira, and everybody's like, I want that. Like I want that, that type of right that goes forward, and it's just put it like what he does defensively plus his competence, what's the word I'm looking for? Competency on the ball. It's extremely underrated. And I think that same thing with Shaw last season. I thought Shaw, he was getting a lot of flack. And I didn't think he was that bad last season. And then Tellez comes and everyone's saying, oh, Tellez is gonna take over Shaw's spot. No, didn't happen. Oh, now people want Lamptey, right? People want Tariq Lamptey in the side. They want who else is it? Max Aaron. AWB's gonna win that competition, but that's okay. That's a different topic for a different day. Let's get in the comments real quick. Everyone hit that like button for me. How many likes are we on? I'm gonna go and hit the like button right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit the like button right now on YouTube.com. Everyone make sure to do that for me. You know what I'm saying? I want to get to we're already at 13. Oh, that's 14. We're at 14. Wow. Okay, so we're making great progress here. Let me hit that like button. I'm gonna keep talking while I do this. Lee, I'm gonna ask you this question real quick. How did you feel about that forward line today? How did you feel about Anthony Martial? I'm going to ask that question specifically. I thought he had a good game, even though he didn't score a goal. Obviously, he's been in a tough vein of form, but I thought today was a step forward. I thought he held the ball up well. I thought he, was lively. What do you think?
No, I agree. I think a lot of people are comparing him to last season. Now, his numbers last season, if you look at his 5-6 seasons at United, his numbers last season were miles better than any of the others. Now, he's always been sort of a bit part player, playing off the wing or up front. And his link-up play, like tonight, was brilliant. I thought he held the ball up well. I thought he'd give it when he needed to. And to be honest, he got a couple of shots away from distance as well, which I think he's been a little bit frightened to do of recent. But yeah, I thought he linked up well. I thought probably more in the second half where he had a couple of chances. I think he's one of those, you can tell. I think somebody put a low ball in and you could see his frustration when he didn't get to it. I think he just needs 1 or 2 goals in a game, and I think maybe he'll start firing.
Yeah, no. All fair points. I think I don't know what it is with his final product, finishing and scoring goals this season. It just seems like the confidence was gone. Let's see what people are saying. We're on 14 likes. Yeah, everyone make sure to hit that like button. This man says, what game was you watching? I watched the full 90. And I thought he played really well. I mean, I again, there's a lot of stat merchants on here who think that if you don't have a certain amount of goals or a certain amount of assists, that you're not having a good season. I saw I hate using Liverpool as an example, but I saw Firmino score 12 goals, and he was majestic last season. So it's all about context. Tony is not a 9, end of story. I thought he held the ball up well today. I really did. I thought he did a lot of number 9 things.
Can I just say real quick? I think one of the things with Tony now with the end product is I think some of it is mental. I think some of the stuff that went on earlier that, and I don't want to bring up all the negative shit that happened, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. And just him struggling. And like you said, Lee, right, you can see now he's getting more and more frustrated when he doesn't get on the end of that and he just misses out on getting the touch. So I think it's a mental thing. And you're right, 1 or 2 goals in a game. I think it has to be in a game. Like, he needs to have a good game.
Yeah. Not just goals every now and then. I think he needs one game where he gets a couple, and I think you'll see a change in his attitude there. His attitude's a lot different this season to last season because it's not working for him as much.
I agree with that, the attitude thing in context of, I don't think he has a bad attitude. I think it's a confidence thing. Like, mentally last season, he like, you could see it in his eyes, like it was killer mode. Now it feels like I don't want to say he's coasting through games, but he's not taking a game by the scruff of the neck and trying to do things like he normally did. This is an interesting question from Ashley Brett. I'm going to give it to Jeff. Has Tellez convinced anyone yet? The jury's still out for me. I'm not even going to say anything. Jeff, what do you feel about that?
Well, he hasn't had that run of games, so it's hard to tell. But you definitely know the qualities there, the overlaps, the crosses, even, and that's why Luke Shaw has been really good this season because he knows that Tellez is watching over his back. But then again, with players that don't get that consistent run of games, you'll get this inconsistent performance. So it's like Donnie, we can't really judge right now because he hasn't had that consecutive games wherein he can play his game and do what he can do. So the jury's really still out there because he can't push Luke Shaw out of the starting lineup with his kind of form. So he's not a failure, but for me, it's premature to say if he's gonna be here for the long term,
Yeah.
But then again, he's not a bad player. He's not a bad player.
Yeah, I think he had a fine game. I think because Luke Shaw is playing so well, like anything less than that seems like underperforming. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Luke Shaw's real. I mean, he is playing some top level stuff. If he doesn't, I'm not British. You know what I'm saying? I'm not English. Excuse me, but if he doesn't make it into that England team for the next Euros, I will be stunned. He's been that good.
The difference with Shaw is, I think, you look at his stats and for the amount of crosses he puts in and how accurate they are, because the likes of Alexander-Arnold and Robertson, they're constantly knocking the ball in and just hoping somebody's on the end, where Shaw's a little bit more careful. He holds onto it, he'll play a 1-2, and then he looks up, and when the striker's found space, he puts the ball in, and that's why his crossing accuracy is so high this season.
Yeah. All fair points. Connor Roberts says Real Sociedad didn't attack too much, which is why I think we didn't fully go for it, which makes sense. Job was already done. Fair point. I don't think there was a need for sometimes you need to learn how to control a game. I think we controlled the game well. To be fair, like I already mentioned, I think in the first half they did have a go at it, even though they didn't have any shots to target or anything like that.
Almost got interesting, eh?
Yeah, there was a penalty. Things got lively. Oh, speaking of the penalty or Yarzabal, what the hell was that? That was like the most
Bruno, man.
Townland Bruno impression I've ever seen in my damn life. That was embarrassing.
Jesus.
Oh my goodness. If any of my players ever took, what's crazy? I think they said like he had made like 7 in a row before. And I'm like, was he running up like that? Taking penalties?
No, he had some straight run-ups every now and then.
It's like what? I don't get it. That's hilarious. I mean,
don't do that run if you're not Bruno.
And don't do it at Old Trafford. Why would you try it?
I think Tellez is a better defender, but Luke Shaw shades it going forward.
I got it reversed for me.
Yeah. That.
I think Shaw's just better at everything. Honestly, that's no shit. How about this? I think Alex Tellez can cross a football better than Luke Shaw. I will say that. I think he has a really good cross on him, but everything else, strength, aggression, pace. Yeah, Luke Shaw's definitely taking the cake there. I'm sorry. Martial reminds me of Nani. Has all the talent, but too inconsistent. That's a fair. That's an interesting comparison. I think Martial's last season was probably better than any of Nani's seasons, even though Nani was playing in a better team. Just a hot take there. But no, it's an interesting call out. Agree on Shaw. Shout for player of the year. That's not Bruno. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
A lot of conversation about Martial in the comments. No doubting that Martial is low in confidence, but he's never had the basic traits of a striker, something which Cavani has further highlighted this season. I think it's the type. I see what Fred is saying. Like I see what you're saying here, Fred. He doesn't stay in the box enough, right? He comes short for the ball. He doesn't necessarily make great runs in the box. He's not there but there's also other aspects of his game, right? The fact that he can hold the ball up pretty much better than anybody. I think he holds up the ball better than Edison Cavani, even though no one wants to talk about that. But that being said, he's not the poacher that Cavani is. Cavani, just his positioning, his movement, all those things are better. I still think Martial's a number 9 at his best, in my humble opinion. Well, let's talk about the let's talk real quick about the youngsters real quick. Amad Diallo got a run out. I think he was okay. I think he was relatively quiet. I think Sociedad had a good bit of possession near the end of the, when he came on. But I think he was great. I mean, Hama, what'd you think about him?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't get too many opportunities. I think I tweeted at one point I wanted to see him maybe get a chance to get an opportunity to make a run at goal. I don't think he really got a good chance at that. But what I will say, if you do want to stay positive, even though it was only a few times, he looks like he got some good feet on him. There's a lot of times where he's able to work his way out of a tight spot and get a pass off instead of giving the ball away.
Yeah, no, very fair, very fair. I think that he definitely has nifty feet. But I think for me, he showed that, he's still young. He's so young. And I think when a new signing comes and, when a youngster's starts training with the first team squad, everyone's itching to see that player. And they want all the young players to start, all this. And I'm like, hey, just relax, let these young players bed in, you know what I'm saying? Let them get some time. I think Ali played it right today with Ahmad, giving 45. What did he give him? 30 minutes today.
Yeah,
that's what he should be doing. Giving him 30 minutes here, a full half here and there. But in low pressure situations like this, imagine him coming on when it's a tight game. Maybe they nick two goals and then you bring him on or something. It's just it wouldn't have made any sense. Everyone hit the like button for me real quick. How many numbers are we? How many likes are we on? Jacob says Ahmad looked very lively. His balance and touch looks first class.
Yeah.
His first touch was heavy though. Like his very first.
Yeah.
It's just nerves, Same with Shola.
It's just nerves.
It's all right. Sorry.
Who would you like to get? Who would you like to get in the next round? The weakest opponent. The weakest opponent. I hate when. I feel like last season.
I don't want a challenge.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people last season say, "Oh yeah, I want the toughest challenge. It makes the run more sweeter." What the hell are you talking about? Just get me to the final, get me a trophy, and I'm good to go. Fred Woodward says Molda. That would be hilarious. That would be so funny. That would be interesting. I wouldn't be mad at it. We're on 17, lads. That's good. That's good, man. I'm seeing so much Tony back and forth. It's like we want to talk about other things. Yeah, I can talk about Tony all day. He's like my favorite player, but come on, guys. Let's get to it. Take anyone in the next round. Stu, no, I don't want to see the toughest opponent in the next round. I want to how it always seems like City in the Carabao Cup get the easiest draw every year.
Any draw, man. Any draw.
They face Burton Albion in the semifinal every year, and it's like, how the hell does this happen? And we get Chelsea and City and Spurs and whoever it is. It's like I want ease. I want simplicity. Even when we first got this draw, you know what I'm saying? When I saw Real Sociedad, I'm like, damn, that's not an easy draw, but we made good work of it. We made good work with it. Top four is so tight this year. Europa could be our ticket to the Champions League. Very tough schedule ahead. That's a great point. That's a great point about how important this run. And we have Chelsea coming up. We have Chelsea coming up this weekend. Make sure to look out for the preview Q&A show, guys, hosted by yours truly. I think it's gonna be interesting to see how Ali handles this, because I think he played a pretty strong side tonight, right? Considering we were 4-0 up, he played almost his full back four minus Maguire. Taylor's played too, but it was a strong team. It was a really strong team. How important do you? I'm going to ask you, Lee. How important do you think? How important do you think the Europa League is for our Champions League hopes? Do you think that we may need to win this?
It's a funny one, really. I think because we've been up at the top for quite a while now, we've sort of been used to being in the top four sort of from Christmas onwards. We don't realise how tight it is at the top. Obviously, Leicester level on points with us, and you've got West Ham doing really well, and you've got Chelsea now hitting a little bit of form. So, yeah, it's winning it would be a safety blanket, because you never know what a bad run of games, and you can get dragged out of that top four. And obviously, if Chelsea keep pushing on, playing well, and depending how the result goes at the weekend, you never know. It's always better to push for all trophies and have any route to the Champions League we can.
No, yeah, I completely 1,000% agree with that. A couple weeks ago, I thought top four was nailed on. I can't lie, I really did. And then I looked at the table. What was it, last week? And it kind of just hit me like, this is far from over. Like, far from over. The way West Ham are playing, Chelsea have a new manager. You know how that new manager bounce thing works. He's got them playing really well, or got them really organized, I should say. It's just a little nerve-wracking. You know what I'm saying? I think this competition might be more important than a lot of us are realizing right now. Has the Europa League draw already happened?
No, tomorrow.
No.
Oh, tomorrow, UK.
I thought I saw someone say we drew PSV Eindhoven.
Nah.
Maybe that's just interesting. We're doing enough to secure top four. Winning the EL is important regardless, to remind Europe who United is. Yeah, I can take that. That's fair enough. I take that point. Everyone make sure to hit the like button. How many likes are we on real quick? I want to get to 30. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to 30 likes. Everyone who is watching with us right now, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You feel me? And let's get to that 30. Let's get to that 30 like mark. Leicester will slip up in the top four battle. City, Man United, Chelsea, and Liverpool will qualify. I wouldn't say that too confidently. The reason I feel like a lot of people think they bottled it last year. They didn't. That half of their first 11 was out. Like, look at the Leicester team we faced at the end of the season, and it was not the Leicester team that was surging and in second place for most of that season. So I would not be that confident. We're on 20 likes, 10 likes away. 10 likes away from 30 likes. Everyone make sure to get in the comments. Share your thoughts. Ask some questions. You know what I'm saying? Very, very positive stuff. Oh, I want to talk about another person who I think has been weirdly under some criticism, and that's Fred. Hadn't had the best. I don't think he had a good game. The game before this one, who did we play? It's eluding me now. Who did we face before this game? I'm forgetting, but he's been getting some criticism. You know what I'm saying? Jeff, I want to ask you, how did you feel? How do you feel Fred did today?
He did that. I mean, he's a ball winner, and he disrupts passes. He wins the ball back, and that's what we expect of him. I'm not disappointed because I know he's going to lose the ball at times. I mean, Matic is a better on the ball than him. And for me, I think it's Matic who's getting a lot of unfair criticism. I mean, yeah, he's slow. He's slow as heck. But, when he's on the ball, he rarely loses it. And he was running to the box this game. So that says a lot about his ball control. But then again, with the Fred, he's more of a disruptor, a ball winner. That's why we need another central midfielder. Because after we win the ball, we need to drive it up forward. Mm-hmm. And Fred can't do that consistently. Mm-hmm. Matic, on the other hand, he can do that, but he's now too slow to get a run of games. So yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a fair point. That's where the likes of Paul Pogba, he's just desperately missed. I don't think people understand how important he is. Getting us from the back to the front, getting the ball into Bruno's feet. We desperately miss that creative player from deep. If we win the next 4 games, we win the league. Did City disappear off the face of the earth? Did that happen? I don't know. Maybe I missed it. Fred is missing the sauce and Pogba. I thought Matic was fine today. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people are harsh, like you said. I think a lot of people are harsh on Matic because he's not the sexiest player. He dictates the play, and he's a slower player. But I thought he had an okay game. I think he should be playing more, in my opinion, in particular games. Bring him in. But anyway, we move. Talk about Lindelof. He had a great game when he didn't have to babysit Maguire. He was very viable and mobile. He was playing with freedom. That is so funny. like on so many levels that is hilarious. Jarvis, thank you so much for that comment.
I think that you could say that for Harry as well.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? I already. This is how I feel about it. I've said this for a while. I think Maguire's an okay center back. If he wasn't 80 million pounds, no one would be it would be a much different conversation about who should be starting, right? Everyone, you know how it's always like it's Maguire starts, right? And then we need to play Baye because he fits better with Maguire, right? But Baye just fits better with any of those two, and I think Lindelof's the better of I think Lindelof's better than Maguire, so we should be playing Lindelof and Baye. But I digress. What do you think about that, Hama? How did you feel about Lindelof today? And do you think I'm crazy for saying that Lindelof and Baye should be the center back pairing?
I think Lindelof played really well today, especially with his WWE knee. I didn't think the guy could get up that high. I mean, come on, man. That was a ridiculous jump. But I'm probably have a little more of an extreme opinion when it comes to Maguire on you, but I don't really want to go into that. And that also would my way of thinking would all depend on if we do sign a 1A, right? Like I know I've commented, and I think you've said it too. I think at his best, Harry is a 1B, right? I don't think he can be the number one center back at a consistent title and trophy winning club. So if we get that 1A, it then allows people like you were saying, or Temi, you think Lindelof's better. Well, then now it puts into questions of, Lindelof and Baye would then get pushed to the bench if we have a 1A, and that would be the depth at our center back. But then, yes, like you said, they would then open up an opportunity, I think, to rotate and see if Lindelof is actually better than Maguire.
Right.
I do think also, and this is just not necessarily on their talent, I think hopefully I would also think that at a certain point in the next couple seasons that the armband changes to who it should be on.
I don't think that's ever going to change, honestly.
So I didn't go into the full depth of my thinking around that.
Exactly. And, I hate sounding like a hater, but sometimes I feel like, I don't want to quell my opinions on this. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to ask Lee. I know it's a hot take, really hot take, but what do you think about Jarvis's comment about Harry Maguire, and how important do you think Harry Maguire is to, our future, essentially?
I don't know. There's times where I've been impressed with Maguire, and there's times where I've been disappointed. Some of the things he does, you think, how have we paid 80 million for him? And then sometimes he does, he'll pull off a great tackle, or he wins a great header. Or one thing I think he's really good at is bringing the ball out from the back. And you'll see when we play the weaker sides in the division, and we've got a lot of the ball, and we spend most of the time camped in the opposition half. You'll find he's around the box, and he's picking passes, and he drives at them, which is one thing that I do like about him. And it's one thing that I think we had with Rio and Vidic. Vidic was the tough centre back that we had, and Rio was the ball player. And I think that's what we need now. I think we need one of each. So yeah, I do agree, and the comment did make me laugh about the babysitting. But I think if we could keep Baye fit for 95% of the season, I think we'd concede probably 50% less goals. I think he's integral to the team if we can keep him fit.
I definitely see that point. I'm very wishy-washy about, like, I love Eric Baye, right? Like, I think he's an excellent player, right? But I think it's hard to judge someone completely when you don't see them. We judge Harry and we judge Victor because we see them get consistent runs of games. You know what I'm saying? They play 25 games in a row. They play 20 games. You know what I'm saying? But Eric Baye, we see like the flash, and we all get excited, and we're all like, "Oh my goodness, he's so wonderful." He's and he is, but what happens it's hard to assess someone when they're not getting a run of, let's say, 15 games, or they're getting a run of 10 games, or you know what I'm saying? Like, I take your point on. I do think our defense would improve, but I don't know how much it would improve. You know what I'm saying? I think we still need to get a better center back than Eric Baye. We need a better center back than Harry Maguire. We need a better center back than Victor Lindelof. You know what I'm saying?
Can I just say something real quick?
Go ahead.
So one of the reasons that I'm also a harsh on McGuire, and I know, like, so if we're gonna give him, and I know people say he can, obviously no player is responsible for the price tag, right? But it's gonna still apply to him. Number one, he was given the armband, and he's never dropped except for today. Surprisingly, I'll be honest with you, because Ole just loves to play him. So it's viewed then as we see it. He's the captain and he's the best center back at the club. So one of the issues that I have, and I think people would agree with me on the back line, is that we give up a lot of sloppy and mental mistake goals. And to me, that when it comes to on-field responsibility, that ends harshly on McGuire, not only because he's viewed as the best center back, but also because he has the armband and he should be the one controlling his back line. And that's one of the reasons. That's just me going into a little more on that. But
yeah, another thing on that armband, I mean, if you notice how different they are, like Bruno and Harry, like when Bruno gets mad at his teammates because they could have done better, you know, but with Harry, it seems like he blames everyone else. Like if someone won a header or someone lost a guy, you know, and then I think it was the last game with Fred where they had a miscommunication.
They were going back and forth.
Yeah, that back and forth with the clearance, and then he was like blaming Fred for it. And if it was Bruno, it was just like, it's not blaming. It's more of, hey, you got to do better. But with Harry, it doesn't come off like that, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's why it was a weird thing that they gave him that armband that soon, because I don't think he's the leader that we need right now.
Interesting stuff. Question: if McGuire was sold, would MUFC fans lose any sleep? I mean, if he was sold and we didn't get another center back, for sure.
Okay. Yes.
But if we got a top level center back, no. That's like that's no disrespect to it. That's no disrespect.
A top level center back who's young, right?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm not as bullish on young, honestly. Like,
well, not too young.
I don't mind. I don't. If we buy a 23-year-old center back, I'm going to be completely happy. I'll be excited. But I think we lack experience. Like, we just desperately lack, quality and experience across all aspects of the club, management, certain players, or actually a lot of the players haven't won a lot of stuff. And this current regime just doesn't know how to, put a team together that can win us some trophies consistently. The armband has nothing to do with anything in football. What does a captain do that someone without the armband can't do? Here's the thing. I wish that was true, but it's just not. How many times do you see a championship side, right, have a weak captain, a mentally weak captain? It just, you don't see it anywhere. Like, you just don't. How many Premier League winning sides have had a mentally weak captain? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not a football thing, right? It's more of a team dynamics thing, right?
It's a dynamics thing. It's a mental thing for the team. Like, I'm looking up to, like, when things go wrong, like, just watch what happens when things go awry at Manchester United. Like, when we concede a goal, just literally look how everyone reacts. It's so, like, everyone's just looking at each other. Everyone's like, it's so chaotic. Like, I don't know. I disagree. I think a captain is important, not because of, you either have to lead by example, right? By being the best player on the pitch, literally every week in, week out, or you have to, one, obviously be consistent still, but have the mental fortitude, right? When you see things are going wrong, right? You get everybody back into place. You're clapping. You're waking people up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah, just like at work, man. Like, if you're working a coffee shop, the manager won't be the best barista out there, but if things get tough, he'll be the one to raise you up.
Mm-hmm. Fred says that's not the point, Temi. A captain has no more responsibility than anyone else, unlike rugby, cricket. That's not true. That's like literally that's like saying Roy Keane didn't have more responsibility than anyone else on that football. Like, Roy Keane was so critical to, like, how he was so critical to the mentality of that team. He had a responsibility as the captain to galvanize the team. When he sees things are going wrong, he literally would drag players through games. Like, you are not going to fail me in this game. Like, he would look like that's the mentality of a captain. You know what I'm saying?
Like the Juventus game, right?
Right. Like, thank you. That's a perfect example. And honestly, that 1999, leave those 2 goals. Like, let's take away the goal, right? Obviously, that was a captain's goal. Amazing goal, right? The performance that day, was absolutely otherworldly. Like, Zidane was on that pitch, and Roy Keane played him off the park. Like, literally was the best midfielder on the pitch. So, no, being a captain is extremely important.
Like, yeah, you can do whatever they need to do, but all the other guys would look at you, and it's just different, man.
If Schmeichel was captain, Keane will do what he did. Yes, but guess what? Schmeichel was a leader too. Like, there was endless leaders on the pitch. Endless. That is the issue. There is no leaders on the pitch. There's not enough leaders on the pitch currently. That is the problem. That's what I'm trying to get at. You can use the 1999 team, right? You could have probably picked 4 or 5 captains, right, on that team. That's the point. We don't have enough of that. I'm going to let other people talk. Lee, what do you think about this whole captain thing? Do you think I'm overreacting here?
No, I see both sides of it. I think I just seen one of the comments there saying that you need 8 or 9 captains. Yeah, you do. Everybody needs to have that attitude. Everybody wants the right to win. Everybody picks each other up. And I'm a coach. I coach, and I coach every lad to act like a captain and have each other's back, and in mistakes pick them up, and no criticism or good criticism. But yeah, I do think as a captain, obviously, you do have the right to, you're second in command to your manager, and you're sort of relied upon to keep the lads going, and be the one in the dressing room to keep the lads going. So yeah, I think there's points both ways. I think, yeah, obviously you want every player doing that, and then you say maybe Roy Keane would do that if Schmeichel was captain, but Schmeichel was another one. Schmeichel was a presence. Schmeichel was somebody that everyone looked up to. So, I think it's an argument that could go either way. That you could sit and you could bicker about that one all night.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I'm very interesting. And Fred, I love Fred Woodward's comments. He always comes with the good, amazing debate. You know what I'm saying? Stu, great friend of the show. I've said it many times. You need 8 or 9 captains on the field. I would agree. But that's that high standards and so I think we're all kind of saying the same thing, but it's.
But if I could just real quick, I think this is where it breaks off, and with where Fred is coming from. It's the point is, what Stu said is right. You can that mentality can be true if you have the 8 or 9, but because currently this team does not have multiple leaders, multiple captains in the league. Right now, it's going to matter who has the armband, and that's why it matters currently.
100%. All fair points. Excuse me. But tell me, who is Chelsea and City's captain? I bet many in this chat cannot answer without Googling. I think Chelsea's is Azpilicueta. City's is
Fernandinho.
Yeah. I forgot City's. Forgive me, but yeah, those are pretty solid. What is it? Keane won how many? Keane won 4 titles as a captain for Manchester United. I don't think that's an accident. We look at other clubs. Company won, 3, 4 as a. I mean, I don't think that's an accident. I think that's a reflection of who he is.
You look at Chelsea as well with John Terry. I wasn't a fan of the guy, but he was a fantastic defender, and he was a quality leader.
If you want to go out of the Prem, Puyol at Barcelona, it matters.
Yeah, the armband clearly means little when someone who has few leadership quality currently possesses it. Shots fired.
Oh damn.
Yeah, he must have won 7 plus. All interesting stuff here. How many likes are we on, guys? I want to ask this question really quick. I want to ask a question. So, guys, make sure. Are we at 30 likes right now? I know we're close.
It looks like 22.
We're at 22. Y'all, give me the 30 likes. Come on, give me the 30 likes. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Let me ask. I'm going to ask one more question. I'm going to look ahead to Chelsea really quickly, but I'm not going to spoil whatever we're going to be doing in our next streams. Do you think this was I'll ask Jeff, do you think this was a positive result? What can we take going into the Chelsea game? Is the better question I should ask.
What can we take? Well, we know that we have a couple of players rested, and we know who's not going to play on that next game, which is kind of disappointing in a way. But I think because the Chelsea now is a possession team, with Tuchel and the helm, so we have to break down that. We have to break down again that that possession team. Like we got to get on the counterattack because for this game we didn't counterattack too much because there's not much opportunity, and we were really going for it, and it's a positive because we didn't get any injuries, we didn't get any suspensions or whatnot, and we had a couple of players. I mean, yeah, Rashford was nonsense, but at least he just played for half a game.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the confidence of being in the next round, that's what we can take to the Chelsea game, and I hope we can get that consistent result. I mean, I'm confident that we're gonna get that result because if it's up against the big teams, I don't really worry about it. Again, as I said in the previous shows, it's for the mid to lower teams that I'm worried about. So yeah,
yeah. No, I take all those points. Definitely take all those points. I can't lie, I'm extremely nervous about this weekend. I'm extremely nervous about this weekend. Chelsea handled the best team in Spain right now pretty handily. Didn't let them get a sniff in.
Watching Chelsea, though, do they not remind you of us under Van Gaal?
Yeah, and listen, the thing is, they have better players. That the Van Gaal thing was always interesting because it was boring. But if you look at the side, if Van Gaal had this side now, it would have been completely. I think it would have been a very interesting, very, very interesting thing. Another question about leadership: who are the leaders at the club right now?
No, not Lindelof.
Maybe McTominay. You see, McTominay is he hasn't. I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough one.
Scott has the mentality to want
mentality,
to be a leader,
but yeah,
he hasn't done anything yet.
Exactly. So I would say Bruno, for sure, is a leader in that side. I would say the experienced old heads, Matic, Mata. I know they're bringing. I know for a fact that they're bringing
Cavani now as well.
Oh yeah, Cavani.
Although he doesn't speak much English, but
right, Cavani's bringing. Yeah, did anyone see that interview with Mason Greenwood? Where and Rio Ferdinand and Rio asked him what are you learning off of Cavani? And Mason was like, I mean, yeah, we don't really speak the same language, but he's like, I'm learning a lot. He's like, what did he say? It's like, okay. But no, again, to your point, let's talk about the start. If we look at the starting 11, Pogba has won stuff. I wouldn't necessarily call him a leader, but he's a proven winner. Bruno has won stuff. He's obviously a leader in the starting.
There's a lot of different qualities because, like you say, Pogba brings the winning mentality, and then you've got Rashford's sort of United DNA and his love for the club, and they bring different things. So they may not all be vocal, and they may not all be on everybody's back, but they bring different qualities that a side needs.
Right. We can take Tuanzebe. Looks a decent midfield player. No, I didn't like it. I can't lie.
He was a bit uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah. And he looked so lost to me. He looked like. I mean, he has a good first touch. Obviously, he's pretty calm on the ball for a center back. But he just looked out of place. You know what I'm saying? He looked like positionally he didn't necessarily know where he wanted to be at all times.
Yeah.
Further up the pitch.
Playing three at the back toward the end, right? I mean, that's what I noticed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, wait, I had a question. Sorry. At one point, I'm pretty sure, was there Tony, Rashford, Mason, and Diallo? How
4-4-2. We had Rashford on the left, Ahmad on the right.
Yeah, it looked like short
time.
Was playing number 10, and then Martial's playing number 9. That was a lot of offense right there. You know what I'm saying? a lot of not tracking back.
But then again, fair to Shola and Ahmad, they were tracking back. I mean,
Yes.
they won the ball a couple of times. Then again, the nerves they just lose it again. But the effort's there. So
Yeah, honestly, that Scott McTominay goal against Man City, he was certified he was certified after that for me. Like I literally screamed my heart out. Like I was so hyped. I was so hyped that day. Like I'll never forget that. Shout out Scott McTominay. You know what I'm saying? Leaders are only established once the war is won, meaning winning trophies. 100%. 100% agree with that. What a great conversation on leadership in this. This is why we love this stream. This is why we love you as the fans. You know what I'm saying? You guys give us the ability to keep going on these streams and just have good debates. I mean, what a great comment by others.
And then again, even if you win things, you're not necessarily a leader. I mean, look at David De Gea. I mean, he was one of the last remnants of the Fergie years, and he could be more vocal, but it's not just his personality.
Yeah, for De Gea, right? I think he's more of a lead by example type of guy. Like he did it for so long.
Yeah,
listen, I will never forget this from last year, and I still kind of hold a grudge on Ollie for this. Right after Ashley Young left, he gave De Gea the armband. Right. Then we had that shocking poor result against Newcastle, the Matty Longstaff masterclass. You know what I'm saying? Just absolutely ridiculous. And then De Gea comes out and he berates everybody. I remember he gets asked the question. He goes, the question is, have you ever seen it this bad at the club? And he was like, no, I haven't. He literally was like, I have not seen it this bad. And then armband gets stripped, and Harry Maguire becomes the captain, and the rest is history. Fascinating stuff. Anyway, what about teams that don't win trophies? Are there no leaders in their squad? Great question.
Well, we've not won anything yet, but Bruno's showing leadership qualities.
Yeah. That's a very good question. So, for instance, Fred, I remember on the last stream, you asked about the Liverpool players. You said, who won? What players won at Liverpool before they won their titles? I will say this: they had a manager who had won at the highest level. The highest level. And this is not an Ollie, this is not calling Ollie out. You know what I'm saying? This is not anything like that. But Ollie's young, he's inexperienced at this level. Klopp won in the German league and his team wasn't Bayern Munich. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you know how hard that is to do? I think he did it twice, right? I think he won. Did he win twice at Dortmund as the manager there? That's a winning mentality. I don't know what a winning mentality is outside of that. So yes, you can have teams that are kind of inexperienced, but to back that up, you need a manager who has been there and who has done that at the highest level. How many likes are we on, people? How many likes are we on? Having Van Hal and Marino didn't help much. All fair points. But anyway, I'm going to ask this question because we're running up on time. Most of our coaching setup is inexperienced, yes, which is why we need to buy leaders in the side. That's why we need to go into the market and get experienced players, right? We're at 23 likes. Hey, guys, you know what? I appreciate the hustle, but we're going to go ahead and ask this question. We have Chelsea coming up on the weekend. I'm going to ask a question. It's a very easy question. Marcus Rashford last season scored an absolute screamer of a free kick last season. Absolute screamer. What competition did he do there? The Premier League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup. Which one did he do it in? He scored I'm gonna ask the question again. Marcus Rashford scored a screamer of a free kick last season against Chelsea. What competition did he do that in? Was it the Carabao Cup? Was it the FA Cup? Was it the Premier League? And look at that. I wonder who this guy is. Who that guy is? He's gonna get his name answered. Stuart, you are locked in. Stuart's man. Stuart, if Stuart doesn't win this thing, man, it's weird, man, because this man answers every question every time on these streams without fail. So Stuart's locked in again. David Creven, Appreciate you, bro. You're locked in. And Fred, hey, Fred has a great chance too, man. He answers all the questions. You know what I'm saying? Like all the questions. So you guys have an amazing chance to win some great merchandise from Football Town Apparel. I bet Harry Kane could be the leader. In general, we need to win stuff.
That's a hot take, man.
That's a hot take. I don't know about that, man.
I mean,
I don't think you drop Harry Kane and win. I don't. Like I think it's way more. I think it's way more complicated than that. I really do. I really do. Stuart, you know, man, you have a great chance. Let me just screenshot really quickly, guys. Yep, I'm just gonna screenshot this. Boom. I know y'all heard that too. But yeah,
I just want to say something on that there. How you say it's a hot take on whether you could drop Harry Kane in. We did it with Van Persie.
Yeah, we did do it with Van Persie, but the team was also exponent. Like we had Alex Ferguson as the manager. Sir Alex Ferguson is the greatest manager ever.
In sports.
Like he is the greatest manager ever. So yes, we did have Van Persie, and you know we dropped him into a not great side, right? That side that side was kind of fumes.
David Moyes showing how bad that side.
Yeah, exactly.
but it was better than the Arsenal team that he left. I mean,
yeah.
Yes, you can't say about the Tottenham. I mean, you can contest that the Tottenham team might be a bit better than the lineup that we have. But they just have Mourinho. That's why they suck, you know.
Harry Kane is the most overrated player I have ever seen.
I don't know about all that.
Well, he gets overhyped. That's what I'm gonna say.
He's not over. He is no. Let me tell you something about Harry Kane. Harry Kane is absolutely world class. No ifs, ands, or buts. If he was playing for Bayern Munich, he would be scoring 45, 50. Like the only thing is his health, right? He's not the health. Like he struggles for fitness consistently throughout the course of the season. But that man, Harry Kane, can play on any team in the world and bang. If he's at Real Madrid right now, he'd be banging goals. If he's at Barcelona right now, he would be. Barcelona started Martin Braithwaite or whatever his name is. You don't think Harry Kane could play for Barcelona? Come on, man. Come on, man. Van Persie wasn't 200 million or whatever Levy would charge. That's another, fair call out. But we're gonna round up here real soon, guys. We appreciate it. I want to get to 30 likes before I hang up. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's getting to the hour. Man, we had a great show today. Hama is always coming through with the good stuff. Jeff, I appreciate you as always. We had a new contributor on All For United. You know what I'm saying? Lee, world-class performance, world-class debut on All For United. You know what I'm saying? Came in with the Panenka step over, fucking everything, man. He came with it all, everything. So, yeah, no, we appreciate it. Man, Ugly Bear, you were saying you had some great comments up until that point, man. Without Son, Harry Kane, no. Man.
I wouldn't say that, man.
Oh, man. Dude, Harry Kane? No. Harry Kane is so good, bro.
I have a feeling Ugly Bear is just trying to be controversial.
This is a great hey, so Ugly Bear, we have a preview Q&A show that we do. You know what I'm saying? Come here, drop your questions, and hey, you are a great fan. You are a great contributor. You know what I'm saying? I want your questions on the preview. I want your hot takes on the preview Q&A show, bro. Because man, that was amazing. Last comment: we're a jigsaw puzzle that's incomplete. We're missing a couple of pieces. We need a couple of seasoned professionals who can help us complete the picture. I 1,000% agree with this, sentence for sentence, man. Thanks, boys. Let's hope we get an easy draw tomorrow. 100%. I like that. We're gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys so much. All the great contributors in the comments, as always. We appreciate you, Fred, Stuart, Jacob, David, all of you guys who are in here and supporting us. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate every single one of you. Make sure to join us for all of our streams that are here every single day. We have stuff on All For United. We have United Daily. We have our women's show hosted by John. Wall of Reds hosted by Joe. Post-match stuff with me as well as Karthik, who's on a hiatus. I feel like I haven't seen Karthik in like 10 years. Yeah, but Karthik is still on All For United, everyone. He's still here. So we appreciate you. Yes, thank you guys so much. We appreciate all the fan love. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate every single one of you. Everyone have a great evening. I know it's late for y'all.
Morning on my end.
Yeah. I'm about to say it's real early for Jeff. You know what I'm saying? Early as hell. You know what I'm saying? But hey, we appreciate all of y'all. Take it easy. I will talk to all of you very, very shortly. Deuces.